In this session, we will be presenting the Kanban system and its use. The objective of the current training is to learn the benefits of Kanban system and the way to design and implement it. We will be looking at the following. What is Kanban? The Kanban Concept, the Kanban Benefits, the Kanban Calculations, how to get started with Kanban, how to design a Kanban card, then other Kanbans, and the types of Kanban tools. So what is Kanban? It comes from the Japanese, with kan meaning visual and ban meaning card. It was invented by Taishi Ono at Toyota and was built into the movement of creating a visual workplace where visual elements reduce the need for training and increases standardization. The system will have a card which will move back in the opposite direction to parts or goods to signal that parts downstream are finished. We sometimes talk about supermarkets, which is another Kanban technique. The Kanban system is a visual tool which helps coordinate processes by using the Kanban card, making it effortless for operators to know when to produce. It supports implementation of a pull system or just-in-time methodology. Indeed, having Kanban tells the operator upstream when to produce based on the demand. It controls the inventory management through signaling the need for replenishment of an inventory with the right quantity at the right time. It supports reduction of inventory and work in progress. It also helps learn and improve the system. By working with Kanban, we quickly identify issues in the process and get them addressed quickly. We can also test bin size reduction and learn to see how the system goes. So what is the Kanban concept? An operator is working at a cell. That operator has incoming work in progress and outgoing work in progress. He or she creates value on the product through the process. In our case, the inputs are in bins and the outputs are in trolleys. Once a first bin is empty, the operator sends a Kanban card upstream to the inventory or production for replenishment. Using standard containers, the container will be filled with the required quantity and then brought back to the operator. Meanwhile, the operator uses a second bin for inputs. The same applies to the trolleys. They are filled by the operator with outputs of the process, sent to the next cell or inventory, and then sent back empty for replenishment. The operator will only produce when empty trolleys are available in order to meet the demand. So what benefits will the Kanban system bring? It reduces stockouts, minimizes expenses to reorder and ship products urgently. It forces stock rotation, with the bin system being first in, first out, reduces obsolescence and damages. It simplifies the management system by requiring less efforts once it has been established and in practice. It reduces needed inventory levels by learning how the system flows and therefore reduces inventory space. And then it increases cash flow as your inventory is reduced to the minimum. Here are a couple of calculations you need to do for your Kanban system. First, the initial bin quantity, which is the first order you want to make to your supplier before using your Kanban system on your inventory. It is equal to the average daily use in parts or units, multiplied by the supplier lead time, then multiplied by 1 plus the safety stock you wish to have. Then, the reorder quantity should be equal to only the average daily use multiplied by the supplier lead time, as you already have a buffer in place for your Kanban. Here you have an example of the calculation for the ordering of 3 different parts, based on the calculation provided before. You need to note that safety stock needs to be ordered only once, the first order. Start with a large safety stock to see if you can reduce it. Consider what experience you have on reliability of your supplier to supply the parts and what you can learn on part consumptions and potential fluctuations. Then use the Kanban to replenish as you consume the parts, as per your real needs. You can also increase the bins to 3 or 4 of smaller sizes should you feel it may give you more flexibility. How to get started with Kanban? Start simple. Use a pilot item, get a standard bin, and create a bin card. Calculate your initial bin quantity and order for it to fill out your bin. Then develop your bin card implementation. Monitor closely, observe, and understand how that works. Then improve a little every time. Don't be afraid to change or reduce the bin size, the buffer element, negotiate with your supplier for more frequent deliveries, find new ways to hold less stock. If doing Kaizen, see how the inventory or your work in progress influences the way you process your products and add value. Be critical and encourage people to be critical. Here is a model of Kanban card. You can download it from our website. It holds the main information to get you started, but Kanban cards should be adapted to your situation and company, and you should be modifying it to better suit your structure and your needs. Apply Kaizen to your Kanban system and you will keep improving it. In the Agile method, Kanban is being used in project management as a Kanban board in the form of physical or electronic Kanban cards. The Kanban board will help the team visualize the tasks of the project and let others know when they need to start an activity in the process. It limits the work in progress so they can concentrate on tasks at hand. And it maximizes efficiency. On top of the card, we have 3 main Kanban tools. First, the Kanban bin system. It works with a 2-bin or 3-bin holder system, mostly used to track inventory. The items are replenished in a production line or supply setting. An operator pulls tasks from bin number 1 and once empty turns the Kanban card or the whole bin, should the card be permanently fixed, over. The operator then pulls items from the second bin, while the order for the first bin replenishment is placed. A third bin can be used as buffer in the goal of reducing inventory. The third bin can be kept at the supplier's location or operator's location. Then Kanban card holders and racks. We often find them in material handling environments. We find them in the form of card holders or racks. They will usually be wall-mounted. They receive the Kanban card to support the reordering process and prioritization. They will use color coding to visually identify the system and responsibilities. And finally, Kanban boards. They are used to keep problem resolution projects going and keep the focus. They can be in the form of a large whiteboard, allowing visibility on projects at a glance. They track the three main areas of workflow: to do, in progress, and done, or a variation of the same, based on your project workflow. They provide a good visual of where your project currently stands and where it's headed.